So why is space fake?
Basically, all the people who tell us about space are like NASA and the space agencies of the governments around the world. And when you really look into it, like only 24 people have ever left low Earth orbit. And the last time we left low Earth orbit was like 53 years ago, 1972 Apollo moon landings. And those moon landings were fake. So the only 24 people that left Earth were part of fake moon landings that never happened. So those 24 people never left Earth. Nobody has ever left Earth. So all the people who are telling us stuff about Neptune and light years away and all this shit are people like us on Earth who are just looking at stars. We're just looking
But
at lights in the sky.
newsflash, I left Earth. Yo, why did you steal my juice?
You're
Why'd
like
you steal it?
serious, like oh shit.
Oh yeah. Oh, nothing
But dude,
serious.
they're leaving Earth though, like this year.
Yeah, February 6th. Tomorrow they say that they're going to the moon, but they're not landing on the moon. They're going like
Oh,
around
it's
the moon.
tomorrow?
Yeah, they're just gonna slingshot past the moon. So let's all watch that footage very carefully and see what's up.
But so they're not landing on the moon?
Nope, they're going past it.
They actually delayed it.
Yeah, I mean, well, they've actually been planning like return to the moon landings for like every like 3 years. They've been
I
pushing
can
it back.
tell
You
you're
see
very like autistic about this.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's like my hyperfixation is that the
I can
big
tell.
deception. Well, how old were you when you were taught that you were on a globe? Like 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old?
Yeah,
Like,
probably.
which is like crazy. They're lying
Wait,
to us when we were little kids.
Well, what do you think we're on then?
I don't know. I think we're on a solid Earth.
Oh,
and up
flat
there
Earth?
is not solid Earth. Oh yeah, that's for sure. I mean, the only thing we've ever proven with our own eyes is that it's flat. It's like when you go to the beach, the water looks flat. When you look out from a plane, the horizon looks flat. That's as high as where you go.
Yeah, I think you can see the horizon round on the plane.
Nope. Even astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson says you don't see the curvature of Earth from 128,000 feet. You don't see it from that Red Bull space drop. You do because they use like cameras that impose like curvature. But from the inside of the cockpit of that Red Bull drop, it's a flat horizon.
Wait, you're saying Earth is flat?
Yeah, I'm saying Earth is flat and Earth is motionless. That's more important than flat. It's definitely not curving. Like, they tell us a whole bunch of shit. Like, for example, they tell you that it's a globe and it's 4,000 miles deep to the core of the Earth or whatever, but the deepest hole is 7 miles. Just think about that logically. The deepest hole is 7 miles, but they want you to think that they know what's 4,000 miles deep. How the fuck does anyone know what's 3,992 miles deeper than anyone has ever been? Like, they just say shit, and we just have to believe it. They just say it's raining diamonds on Neptune right now. Did you know that, guys? It's raining diamonds on Neptune. Did you know that? But, like, how can we prove that for ourselves? Us five. We spend the rest of our life trying to prove that. We can't.
Why don't flat earthers have a real map then?
Can we get Sage's input on this?
The Mercator map is also skewed, and like when you try to use the actual globe to navigate, you'll be off, especially in the southern hemisphere, by like lots. I have a book where it's like sailors talking about it in the 1800s when they were using like these new globes or whatever, and they were off by a lot. No one has a map. We're not allowed to explore Earth.
So Sage also thinks
yeah, she believes everything I believe. We went down this whole rabbit hole together. We watched this documentary called Level, 2021 documentary called Level, where they just show you like this old ISS footage, old NASA footage, and they just show you how it's clearly fake. And then it just made us question, like, what the fuck? Like, what are we believing and why?
How do you explain like sunsets then?
Basically, the sun gets so far away from you. Everything with distance appears to get lower and smaller, including the sun. So the sun isn't actually getting lower or anything like that. It's just that as it gets further away from you, it appears to get lower. The same way that if you're standing on a street, each street lamp will appear to be lower and lower and lower as they get further away from you. The lamps aren't actually lower. It's just perspective.
Wait, what?
Basically,
Are
the sun
sunsets
isn't
inside or outside the dome?
Oh, I think inside. I think the sun is a small local light that lights up about half the Earth at once. Like right now, it's daytime here in America and it's nighttime in Australia because like the sun's light doesn't reach Australia on the planet. Like light doesn't travel forever. That's another big thing that like the science has taught us that light travels forever through space, but like it doesn't. Like why can't your phone camera light up the whole night sky? Because light gets absorbed as it travels. Same thing.
I mean, I would argue you, but you're arguing like everything.
Well, man, I mean, I'm really serious about this, and I had to go through all.
No,
of
I mean,
it.
I know. I'm just saying, like, usually, I mean, like, flat Earth people aren't like they're not
smart
against like the light theory.
Well, no flat earther is going to tell you the sun is a ball 93 million miles away, like because
What do you think the sun is then?
Wait, so we're
Think it's
basically
like a
just
small
motionless. We're
local,
not like orbiting at all. We're just
right. Like the ground
still.
under you doesn't move. Like your senses, when you go out, you don't feel like you're moving. And when you see the sun, you're just like, oh, the sun's going over my head. You're not like, oh, Earth must be spinning backwards away from the sun as the sun is stationary. It's like what you see is actually true. Your senses are true. But they've
Wait,
lied to us all, saying that the science is true and their senses are wrong, and we can't trust
I
our own
I still
senses.
don't get the sunset part. If everything's motionless, how is the sun setting?
Well, up there is moving. Down here is not moving. So up there, the clouds are moving, the sun is moving, the stars are spinning over your head and stuff. So the
Wait,
sun
why are
just
we
does
not
circles
moving
overhead.
though?
I don't know. We're just not moving. We're motionless Earth. Like you don't feel like you're moving because you're not. There's actually, I started looking like, what are the experiments? They say we're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. So I was like, okay, what's an experiment I can do to prove Earth is spinning? There are none. There are none. So it's like, yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I went through all this stuff. You guys are asking some really good questions that every flat earther asks themselves on the way. And my first experience with flat Earth was the same as yours, probably. That sounds fucking stupid. There's no way it's flat. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. They've known it's a globe for thousands of years. That's what I thought. But I realized like that shit was taught to me by the guys who taught me it was a globe. They were just trying to like back up their belief system to make it sound confident. I think there's only Earth. There's no such thing as other planets. It's called the Copernican principle. It's the idea that Earth is not special and not in like a special part of the universe and not special or unique in any way. That's what the science wants to teach, the Copernican principle. But in reality, Earth is the most special thing ever. It's the only place to be. And like everything
And
spins
like
around us.
Sage is like what, like your girlfriend or something?
Yeah, my fiance.
And she
Oh,
wow, okay.
wait, how did you guys like get started with this? Like, when did you guys start researching?
Well, I've always kind of been conspirational and stuff. I saw like a whole bunch of links, randomly saw like a link to that Level documentary, and like I just kept it in a tab. I didn't even look at that shit for like weeks until we were bored looking for something to watch. We just like threw it on, and then we were just sitting like, what the fuck is this? Like, why does it make so much sense? And like I've seen that clip, by the way, and you've probably seen that clip of like the flat earthers do an experiment and prove it's a globe, and they sound like they're the biggest retards ever. Like that's Netflix propaganda. That's from a Netflix documentary that hired a bunch of actors to portray themselves as flat earthers to make it look stupid because they want people to kind of immediately not even think twice about it. You hear flat Earth, they want us to be programmed to be like, that's stupid. I'm never gonna look at it. There's no point of even questioning the shape of the Earth.
Okay, so explain like a lunar eclipse.
Well, a lunar and solar eclipse are very interesting to me. Like we have two lights in the sky, and they can perfectly eclipse one another. The sun and moon are the exact same size. They want you to think the moon is just a coincidence. It's not even a light. It's like a rock that just happens to be here or whatever. But in reality, like, what's that about? They can perfectly go in front of one another and eclipse the other. There's even something called a Selenelian eclipse or impossible eclipse. You can look it up. It's where the sun and moon are both above the horizon, and then one of them starts getting eclipsed.
Well, no.
So I don't know. I mean, that's a good question. How do eclipses work, or what's actually happening? Because I don't think it's like the Earth is between the moon and sun in space or whatever, but something appears to be getting in front of the sun and moon sometimes. I really don't know what to tell you, like as a 100%.
Okay, so like ships wise, like off in the distance, right?
Right.
Like why did they disappear whole first?
Right, like everything disappears from the bottom up though. Like if you actually
Yeah.
put your phone on the ground
Exactly.
and you walk away from it, well that's just how vision works basically. Like if you put your phone on the ground and walk away from it on a flat floor, your feet are going to disappear first. But it's not because you're going over the curve, it's just because everything disappears from the bottom up. The ships disappearing over the horizon thing was used for a long time because people didn't have powerful cameras in their pocket. But like now we're actually able to see a ship might disappear to your eye at around 3 miles away, but then you can zoom back in on it on a camera for like another 30 miles.
Okay, so with like jet airplanes and their fuel levels, how do they travel across the globe?
Well, I mean the sizes and the shape
Like
of the place that we live.
their flight paths, like how would you describe their flight paths being?
Oh yeah, I mean there's a common one that's constantly brought up. There's this book called 16 Emergency Landings That Prove Flat Earth, where, for example, they're flying from like Australia to Brazil, so southern hemisphere to southern hemisphere. But then they have a problem with the plane. They need to do an emergency landing, and they'll do an emergency landing in like Alaska, which like doesn't make sense at all. Why would you do an emergency landing in the northern hemisphere if you're doing a south to south flight? But it's an emergency landing. Shit's going down with the plane. They have to fucking land somewhere, right? But then when you put that on like a flat Earth map, like the Gleason model, which again, like I'm not saying it's a perfect map. I don't think there are perfect maps of where we live, but it makes a lot more sense. Like the line would be perfectly straight. So
Okay, so are all of the other like planets in our solar system, are they flat too?
I think they are just lights in the sky. The idea that they are all planets that are like terra firma, like rocks, like where we live, I think that's not true. They're just lights. Nobody has left Earth to really prove that they're rocks you can land on.
Bro.
I know, man, that's crazy.